I'm here to talk about my job as a longshoreman at the U.S. port in Wilmington, Delaware. I worked there for about 3 years. Um, some of the pros of the job: you can go to work whenever you want to, so you never have to call out. You just don't show up. Number two pro would be that there's always overtime available, so you can really rake up some hours, especially in the holiday season. Another pro is be working closely with your bosses. You're seeing your bosses every day. Your boss is doing work too, so that they can understand and kind of level with their employees. That's an awesome thing. And number four is you can work at any U.S. port in the United States of America just with a TWIC card, which is what you need to work there. Some of the cons of the job: we work rain, sleet, and snow. Just no lightning. Um, Once you need to leave work early, you are considered quitting a job, which bosses do not like. That's a second con. Um, so if you're there, you pretty much got to stay there all day. Um, Another con of the job is sometimes, they're very unorganized and you don't get paid all your hours on your check. Um, Another con is that um, there are different pay rates, and sometimes they pay you with the wrong rate. So that'd be four cons. The advice I would give people for just starting this job: pack a poncho, pack a heavy lunch, drink a lot of water. It gets hot out there, and just respect your fellow worker. Um, some other information about this job: it's very hot in the summertime, very cold in the winter. I drove trucks, so basically we were loading and unloading the vessels, the cargo vessels that come from overseas. Um, Sometimes along with unloading, you may have to drive a forklift, you may have to drive a yard truck, you may have to drive an 18-wheeler. There's a lot of materials, there's a lot of moving parts at the U.S. port, but our main focus is delivering the community's needs when it comes to fruits, vegetables, automobiles, auto parts, all kinds of things like that. Um, we are part of the Union Hall, which, if you know about unions, if you ever heard of Jimmy Hoffa and the Chicago guys, um, being part of a union can be good and bad. You got to pay your union dues, but you also have job security and job protection. Now, as far as the bosses go, another cool thing about this job is that superiority reigns. And so, um, if you're working for one boss for a longer time than another guy's working for a boss, whenever that boss steps down, you're first in line to be the boss. With the boss comes about a $20 an hour pay raise. The bosses there make between 50 and 60 an hour. And that's regular time. That's without overtime. That's without holiday pay, without, you know, that's like the highest pay rate you can get there is $50. That's another cool thing about working there. You start out about between $17 and $21 an hour, and every year or two you get a small raise as long as you have been inducted into the union. And another con, we'll go back to the cons. Another con about this job is being inducted into the union. You have to get 1,300 hours in your first year. And to continue being in the union, you have to get 1,300 hours every year thereafter, which is equivalent to, I think, about 6 months of work, which isn't bad if you plan to work all year. But, those who start late in the year have to deal with the hustle and bustle and the competition from the other guys that have their hours or are close to getting their hours already. Good thing about this place is you can get your family members to work. As long as you guys work your way up and work well with each other, you'll be loved there. It's very family oriented, and the bosses are very understandable. And so, all in all, minus the financial aspects, when it comes to miscommunications and disorganization, it's an excellent place to work. Thanks for your time.